Understanding the dynamics of parental abduction is best illustrated through real-world examples. By examining case studies of both international and domestic parental abduction, we can gain insights into the complexities involved in the profound effects on the families caught in these situations. This section highlights several notable cases and analyzes their repercussions on the individuals and families involved. Case studies of international parental abduction. The case of Sean and Lily. Sean, a Canadian citizen, was married to Leila, a citizen of Mexico. The couple had a 5-year-old son, Diego. Following a tumultuous relationship marked by disputes over custody, Leila took Diego on a vacation to Mexico without notifying Sean, intending to stay there permanently. Legal action. Sean reported the abduction to the authorities, who initiated proceedings under the Hague Convention. After several months of legal battles, Sean was able to secure a court order for Diego's return. However, the process was fraught with challenges, including legal delays and cultural differences in perceptions of custody. Effects on the family. Sean experienced significant emotional distress during the ordeal, grappling with feelings of helplessness and fear for his son's safety. Diego, on the other hand, faced confusion and anxiety due to the abrupt changes in his life. After being returned to Canada, he required counseling to address the emotional fallout from the experience. Highlighting the long-lasting impact of the abduction on his mental health, the case of Ana and her father. Ana, a young girl from the United States, was taken by her father to Brazil during a contentious divorce. The father believed that Ana would be better off in Brazil, where he claimed family support, and he did not intend to return her to the U.S. despite a legal custody agreement. Legal action. The mother, left behind in the U.S., sought help from the U.S. Department of State and filed a petition under the Hague Convention. The case drew significant media attention, highlighting the challenges faced by families in similar situations. Effects on the family. Anna's mother experienced immense emotional turmoil and anxiety, fearing she might never see her daughter again. The legal proceedings took years, during which Anna's father faced legal consequences in Brazil for violating the custody agreement. The emotional strain on Ana was profound. She struggled with her identity and felt torn between the cultures and families, leading to long-term psychological challenges. Case studies of domestic parental abduction. The case of Mark and his son. Mark, a divorced father in the United States, had joint custody of his young son. During a scheduled visitation weekend, Mark's ex-wife decided not to return their son, claiming she wanted to move out of state without informing Mark. Legal action. Mark quickly contacted law enforcement to report the abduction. He also initiated legal proceedings to seek the return of his son, which involved navigating complex custody laws and securing a court order. Effects on the family. The emotional toll on Mark was significant. He felt a profound sense of loss and helplessness. His son, during the time he was away from Mark, experienced confusion and distress, impacting his behavior at school. After being returned to his father, he exhibited signs of anxiety and separation issues, necessitating therapy to help him cope with the trauma of the abduction. The case of Sarah and her daughter. Sarah, a single mother, had primary custody of her daughter, Emily. After a bitter breakup, Emily's father took her without permission during a visitation, fleeing to a nearby city to avoid detection. Legal action. Sarah quickly sought legal assistance to file an emergency motion for custody. The court granted her temporary custody, but the father contested the ruling, leading to a protracted legal battle. Effects on the family. The abduction led to significant emotional upheaval for Sarah, who felt intense fear and anxiety for her daughter's safety. Emily, during her time with her father, experienced emotional confusion and distress, as she was caught in the crossfire of her parents' conflict. After her return, she required counseling to address her feelings of abandonment and anxiety, illustrating the lasting impact of the abduction on her emotional well-being. Examination of the effects on the families involved. The case studies outlined above illustrate a range of effects on families involved in parental abduction. Emotional distress. Both abducted children and left-behind parents experience profound emotional distress. The trauma of separation can lead to anxiety, fear, and long-term psychological issues. Family dynamics. Parental abduction can irrevocably change family dynamics, creating rifts between parent and complicating relationships with extended family members. The tension between parents often escalates, leading to a breakdown in communication and trust. Legal consequences. The legal battles that ensue from abduction cases can be lengthy and costly, adding additional stress to already strained relationships. Families may find themselves entangled in complex legal systems, often feeling overwhelmed by the process. Long-term psychological effects. The impact of parental abduction can extend beyond the immediate aftermath, leading to long-term psychological effects for both children and parents. Children may develop trust issues, attachment disorders, or identity crises. While left-behind parents often grapple with guilt, anxiety, and depression, reintegration challenges. Upon the return of an abducted child, families often face challenges reintegrating and rebuilding relationships. This reintegration can require significant time, patience, and professional support to address the emotional scars left by the abduction. In conclusion, the real-world examples of parental abduction reveal the complexities and profound consequences of these situations. By examining these cases, we can better understand the emotional and psychological toll on families and the importance of creating supportive measures to prevent abduction and aid recovery.